genuine feeling in Waterford and in hurling circles nationwide is that strategically Derek Mcgrath has to put more forwards up front, put the Kilkenny full backline under pressure and maybe score a few goals. Having been myself in Walsh Park to see the Waterford under-21s win the Munster title with a brilliant display of stickwork, can they do it today? Will they do the Jack Charlton motto and just give this a lash? That's the question for Waterford. And it's Kilkenny playing from left to right as the ball is dropped in on a dull, cloudless afternoon as the ball comes over first. Goalkeeper Stephen O'Keefe, he comes away with it. Ballygunnerman clears his lines. Waterford won the toss, but it doesn't really matter here. Dull and overcast as Waterford win the possession around the midfield area. Here's Jake Dillon between the 45 and 65. It's curling. It's curling beautifully. It's the first score of the match. And Jake Dillon takes the credit.
He has, and it shows that bit of composure we're looking for today. Padraig Mahony looked up, picked out Jake Dillon. His man had stepped off him, and the long range score, and the weather is dry, so you'd expect Waterford's percentage over the bar from long range to be a bit better today. So it's a great start for Derek Mcgrath's Chargers.
Tuck out from Owen Murphy, dropping it on the Waterford 45-metre line. Colin Fennelly battling hard for it, waiting for this TJ Reid. Now he gets involved, but coming away with it is right corner back Shane Fives, gives it back to his goalkeeper. Stephen O'Keefe lifts it high. The sliotar is dropping down from the skies. Nicely picked up. Hard-working Killian Buckley, and that is a free for Kilkenny just outside their own 65-metre line.
Early on, Marty's been a tactic of Waterford. Their half forward line had drifted back to help their half back line, obviously conscious of making sure there's no goals, but the problem there is when the ball's delivered out by Shane Fives, the Waterford forward was outnumbered, and obviously Killian Buckley got the chance to take it away, and an early opportunity with TJ Reid now in front of the goal.
TJ Reid, 2 games played, 20 points scored. 10 points against Dublin, 10 points against Galway. 7 frees on each occasion. Hitting this perfectly. White flag raised. Sides level.
Again, looking back down onto the Waterford side of the field, Waterford people out there will be happy to note that they have 4 players inside the 45.
So a slight tweaking of the game plan. Here's Paul Murphy. Such an influential figure in this Kilkenny defence. Kai de Burka, first touch of the sliotar. Padraig Mahony, wearing 20, kicked at top of the left, playing around midfield. Good work here by Shane Bennett. Brought to the ground by Shane Prendergast, and that's a free for Waterford.
Again, yeah, Waterford moving the ball really, really well. What they want to try to do is get Shane Bennett isolated out on the side on Shane Prendergast, and that's what happened. It's again a nice way Derek Mcgrath has set up his team. Bennett makes that diagonal run outside to try to get himself one-on-one. So the early signs are really, really positive for Waterford today.
Padraig Mahony, a bit like TJ Reid with 1 game more played. Total of 20 points coming into this All-Ireland semi-final scored. That's his 21st, but his first in this All-Ireland semi-final. Derek Mcgrath, 3rd year in charge. Mastermind at De La Salle, where he works as a history and English teacher. 2 Harty Cup and 2 All-Ireland colleges. Has already won an Allianz Hurling League, but is hoping to get to that All-Ireland final. But they have to beat the All-Ireland champions to achieve that ambition. Joey Holden laying it back for us, Paul Murphy. Going long, down towards TJ Reid, who's lost his hurling. Michael Fennelly comes through, Ty de Burka comes across. Nice stick work by Richie Hogan. Survives the first and the second hit. Balances the sliotar on the hurling. The Waterford lads are chasing, literally, like packs. 3-4. And the referee, however, James Owens from Wexford, feels that Austin Gleeson was overcarrying. He's given the free for Waterford, but temper's becoming frayed rather early.
They had, you see, Tyke Burke got in with his hand, you know, it just shows a commitment. I wouldn't mind that so much. Waterford, Austin Gleeson losing out. You can see Kilkenny, like there'll be little battles like this throughout the whole game, but the test for this Waterford team is, are they going to keep going in time after time after time to keep trying to turn Kilkenny over? Ideally, they should deliver the ball a bit faster, but, you know, coughing up a free like that, that's what we've seen with Kilkenny. They turn you over in that half of the pitch.
Kevin Moran is down injured, but is recovering as we watch TJ Reid. Will be 29 next November. 7 All-Ireland medals and 8 Leinster already won. Dead straight in front of the posts. Hits it. The slither flying between those goalposts. It's his second point of the match.
As I know to my cost down there, Marty, on many occasions, TJ Reid misses very, very few, so Waterford will have to keep that discipline part along with the hunger that they showed in the last passage of play.
Mighty long puck out from Stephen O'Keefe. Michael Brick Walsh was underneath it, but just lost it when he landed on terra firma. Battling hard is Kieran Joyce, but Kilkenny come away with it. Walter Walsh gathers it here, just inside his own 45-metre line. A little jink, he's under pressure. Look at Waterford again. They are chasing this big time. They're up for it, as they should be. Back outside, this is floating in. The crowd in the Cusack stand are happy with it. It's over the bar. The off the stick of Pádraig Mahony for his second point of the match.
Again, the work rate from Waterford is very plain to see, and Pádraig Mahony's finding little pockets of space. Pádraig Walsh isn't following him across the pitch. And also thing to note, while that pass to play was going on, Tyke Burke was sitting back on the edge of the D, and now they all push up on their men again for the puck out.
Brick Walsh so unlucky not to hold on to that slither. Puck out from Owen Murphy. In comes Richie Hogan. Turns, shoots. Is it going over the bar? Yes, it is. He really is a special talent.
It's an unbelievable quality for a small man. He's in under breaks, or he goes up for him and off the left on the back foot. It's a fantastic, sweet strike over the bar.
And he was, Brendan, the crucial reason why Kilkenny beat Galway in the Leinster final when he was introduced at half-time.
He is, and the big guys for Kilkenny always stand up, and he's the one who puts his hand up more often than not, Marty.
Back it comes as Austin Gleeson. He was powerful against Tipperary in the under-21 hurling final last week in Walsh Park. This time his effort is blocked, and it's gone out for 65.
Again, a slight change there with Austin. You know, he realises other players around him that they're inside. Obviously, the team talk this morning, Derek Mcgrath would have said, let's not be wasteful with the ball. You can see Austin having a look, right? He wins his 65 off of Joey Holden there, but he's trying to be constructive with the ball because he knows he has teammates inside.
And just while we have the opportunity, Brendan, Dara Fives is injured, and he has been really impressive. He is a loss.
Yeah, there's no doubt he's a loss, but Conor Gleeson has come into a bit of form there, you know, on the under-21 and came on the last day against Wexford, so I suppose that's the strength of a panel.
Pádraig Mahony, the radar is working in the early stages of this match. That's his third point of the match, and he has the whole spectrum. One from a free, one from a play, one from 65. Owen Murphy goes for the Hogan stand side with his puck out. Picking it up is Jamie Barrett. Sweet hurler from 4 Mile Water. Down towards Colin Dunford. By all accounts has regained the form that made him such a success last year. Dropping this in. Bennett is underneath it. Owen Murphy had to come out and be solid. Michael Fennelly battling on this occasion with Jake Dillon. It takes 2 Kilkenny cats to get the ball away from Jake Dillon. Fennelly takes the hit, lays it off. Waterford are putting it in. The physical. But Kilkenny are well used to this, and coming forward is Walter Walsh. Chasing after him, it's Philip Mahony. Walter can't gather it. 3-4 Dacia men around him. Bit of a stalemate. TJ Reid is looking for it, but it's Shane Fives, the pig farmer from Turin, that gets the ball out, and away come Waterford. Austin Gleeson, Aussie as they call him. Half blocked, comes back down towards Kilkenny half back line, and in particular Kieran Joyce, who is fouled, and that is a free for the Kilkenny centre half back from Rory Nishteek.
You can see the big hits going in all around the pitch. Waterford are really, really committed, but Waterford have also, I suppose, tried to play on Kilkenny's structure of the defence. Padraig Mahony's drifted to the far side of the field, but on the near side here, Padraig Walsh hasn't decided to follow him. So that's why Padraig Mahony's getting onto an awful lot of ball. Kilkenny will hold their shape. They'll play 2 banks of 3, and Waterford are playing in between them at the moment and getting success.
Brian Cody watching as his goalkeeper, Owen Murphy from Glenmore, takes this free. He hits it. A really good strike, but it's just to the right and wide. First wide of the match for Kilkenny. And they trail by just 1 as well.
Derek Mcgrath will be really happy with this start. The point up 10 minutes into the game. The structure is really, really good, and his players have hit the ground running. The aggression has been huge from Waterford, and that's what they'll need to maintain.
Once again, Stephen O'Keefe goes long with the puck outs. Added to coming across is Paul Murphy. Uses the short grip. Ball cleared. Hovering is Colin Fennelly. Good catch. Good hands. On his right shoulders, Richie Hogan. Good defending by Waterford, but they were under pressure. Richie Hogan again. He's such a sweet hurler. That is over the bar for his 2nd point of the match. Brilliant.
Yeah, look, to any mere mortal, the chance was gone once. He didn't get it the first time, but look at his composure. You know, he uses the dummy runner there, and again off that left, you know, he's really strong to power through the hurleys and get it over the bar. But Colin Fennelly again out in front, he'll want to make an impression today.
No short puck outs. Kilkenny forwards have moved up on the Waterford backs. So Stephen O'Keefe going long. They're level for the 4th time here in Croke Park. Paul Murphy somehow manages to get him out of that cul-de-sac. Lays it off first, Killian Buckley. Ty de Burka goes up for the ball. Picked up here by Colin Fennelly. Good work by Fennelly. Uses the short grip and plants the slither once again over the black spot.
Yeah, good score from Colin Fennelly. He's a real confidence player, Colin, as you know. He's starting to deliver on the promise that he has here in the first 12 or 13 minutes of the game, but a lovely score off the right and held the hurley nice and short. That's what Kilkenny will want to do all day, is keep running at the Waterford defence.
Tuck out again from Stephen O'Keefe. Drops on that Kilkenny half-back line. Michael Brick Walsh was being fouled, so it's a free in for Waterford. Michael Fennelly having a word of referee, looking for an explanation. Push on the back.
And again, you notice there, Marty, that Brick came over from his wing across just to double up on that side. You know, so again, Waterford are showing great energy around the field. I'm not too sure whether Brick will see out the full 70 minutes, but he's going to give everything in the tank while he has it.
Padraig Mahony with the free. Straight between the posts. 4 points for him with just 12.5 minutes gone. Waterford forwards off camera going forward to make sure Owen Murphy doesn't get the option to go for the short puck out, but the long one worked out fine as TJ Reid gathered it. Sent it back first, Padraig Walsh. Tuller own man. Sending it in dangerously in towards Colin Fennelly, chasing after it. Good work by Shane Fives. Colin Fennelly was fouling. Shane Fives gets clap in the back from Ty de Burka. Free is to Waterford. Yeah, you can see the hurley was being held here, in fact, by Fennelly.
It was, yeah, and that's one thing Kilkenny forward are very good, is manoeuvring the ball with their hurley in past you and then trying to get their body to block it in, but Colin Fennelly was just holding back the Waterford defender.
Again, the free taken by the Waterford keeper. Chance here perhaps for Austin Gleeson, despite the effort by Killian Buckley to block it. Ozzy, as they affectionately call him in Waterford City, scores his first point in this All-Ireland semi-final.
Yeah, Austin was onto that in a flash. He's taken up a midfield role right from the start there now, and on Michael Fennelly there, he's doing really well.
Just 21 years of age since June. Puck out from Owen Murphy. Switching from one end to the other end. Picked up here by Michael Brick Walsh. TJ Reid right beside him. Ball is delivered fast down for Shane Bennett. Nice hands, nice turn. Now, has he the legs to keep going and the power? Great run by Bennett. He has support, but he just can't get it flicked across. There's a chance here for Jake Dillon, and Dillon has sent it to the left and wide, it would appear, but the umpire has suggested that Hawkeye is required.
Yeah, it was a tricky one for the umpires, to be fair to him. Looking at it from our side here, it looked like it just may have crept wide. But again, I said earlier there that Austin Gleeson was out midfield. He's actually centre forward on Kieran Joyce.
Have a look at this here. Outside the post, it's a kneel. Jake Dillon's body language said it all, because he was disgusted with himself, but he was under pressure. He's already scored 1 point in this All-Ireland semi-final.
Yeah, if Shane Bennett got his head up sooner, the pass earlier would have been the trick.
Momentarily, Kilkenny were exposed. Brilliant catch by Walter Walsh, laying it off. First John Joe Farrell. Great block down by Conor Gleeson, one of the under-21 stars that beat Tipperary last week. And I was down, as I mentioned it previously, in Waterford, and the buzz and the excitement around Waterford City was phenomenal.
It was just the tonic that they needed, you know, beating my own crew Tipperary so convincingly as well, in such style, you know. But Gleeson is a real workhorse in around the middle of the field, and he knows his job isn't to score, it's to bring other lads into the game, and you see his qualities there.
This going to be taken by Jamie Barron, student in University College Cork, from the beautiful Ballymacarbery 4-mile water area of County Waterford. Comes first, Pádraig Mahoney uses the short grip, knew that Walter Walsh was right beside him. Ball skids on the surface for Colin Dunford, picked up immediately by Shane Prendergast. Good play by the corner back. First the corner forward, Richie Hogan. He's going for his 3rd point, and it has the legs, and it's over the bar. Richie Hogan has touched the sliotar, I'd say, maybe 4 times. He's scored 3 of them, and certainly for this man who will celebrate his 28th birthday tomorrow, he's already having a stormer.
He is, and Ty de Burke has got a bit of a problem down there now. He wants to sit back, but Richie Hogan has gone centre forward, and we see the damage he'll do in those little pockets. Again, off the left, a great score. He'll miss very few.
Again, a long puck out from Stephen O'Keefe. Colin Dunford lays it back for his Pádraig Mahoney. He's literally standing along the sideline. Is that going over the bar? An incredible point. Pádraig Mahoney is the name. Point scoring is undoubtedly his game. 5 of them already.
Yeah, he started off at a blaze of glory today, Pádraig, in fairness to him. He's bringing other players into the game. He's getting a lot of his scores over on that right-hand side of the attack. You know, great score again.
The stats say it all. Breaking ball, picked up by Walter Walsh. Feeds it over first. Michael Fennelly is under pressure. Pádraig Walsh was. Picked up by Conor Gleeson. Back first, Jamie Barron. Looked around, went to the left. Challenged unfairly by Walter Walsh, and that is a free for Waterford. Let's go down to the sideline for views from the sideline from Donald O'Grady.
Yeah, well, just on that last bit of action there, I think Walter Walsh will be looking to escape a yellow there, but I'm looking more so at the play of Richie Hogan. When Waterford push up, Richie pushes into midfield, and there's effectively a 20-metre gap between himself and Ty de Burke, who's sitting back, and Richie already has 3 points. And, you know, if Waterford don't rectify that, Richie can take the game away from it very quickly.
And you were right, Donald, as well. Walter Walsh did get a yellow card for that challenge on Jamie Barron. Pádraig Mahoney, a few metres in from the sideline, he hits it perfectly. He's on form, Brendan.
He is. That's an unbelievable score, you know, and it also helps a free taker, obviously, when he's playing well during the game, but he just stood over that, total confidence, fired it towards the left post and guided it in. Great score.
There is a buzz around Crook Park. Waterford supporters beginning to believe, perhaps. Kilkenny fans realising this is going to be a bit of a battle. Michael Brick Walsh laying it off for Austin. Oh, beautiful stick work. I love it. Over first, Kevin Moore, and there's a chance here for the Waterford captain, and it's over the bar. Brilliant, SHC Hurling. Absolutely putting it up to the Leinster All-Ireland champions.
Well, all week, Marty, we spoke about Waterford and freedom and allowed to play and off the shackles. This is it. Austin Gleeson up, little roll of the wrist with the hurley onto Kevin Moore. Has time to look. That's experience. You know, hold the hurley short. Have I time? I need to make sure. You know, that's a man focused.
And a little flick from Aussie, from Austin Gleeson.
Yeah, he's an unbelievable talent, and he's shown it today in the biggest game of the year.
Puck out comes down towards John Farrell, picked up by Walter Walsh. He's literally standing on the sideline. Is that over the bar? My word, it is.
It is. They're going blow for blow now, and this is exactly, I suppose, what we would have expected out today. Walter Walsh, another big player for Kilkenny, feet out over on the sideline, quality score, just guided in on the right-hand post. You can see him, look, really taking care, and that's Walter's loopy swing, but deadly accurate.
Man of the match in the 2012 All-Ireland final replay. Teacher here in Dublin, in Stillorgan. That's Walter Walsh. Ball breaks back. Far as Kieran Joyce. Sending it long. Ty DeBurka is coming on a late bus. He's not going to make it in time. TJ Reid comes through the middle, and suddenly it opens up. He lays it off first, Colin Finlay, but the pass was too strong. Great defending by Waterford. Over this side is Conor Gleeson. Has to get by the initial challenge of Walter Walsh. He succeeds in doing so. Goes long. Joey Holden should get there first. Chasing after it is Shane Bennett. Back comes Jake Dillon, the sliotar. Nice combination. Bennett and Dillon. Can he shoot? The ball comes available, and once again, it's Kilkenny surviving. Just about. Richie Hogan left unmarked momentarily. He's in the middle of the field. He lets fly. He's going for his fourth point of the match. And from an opportunity for Waterford at one end, Kilkenny are just incredible. They respond with a magnificent point by Richie Hogan.
Yeah, it comes down to decision making, but again, one decision the Waterford backroom team are going to have to make is someone has to pick up Richie Hogan around the middle. It has to be in midfielder. Jake Dillon is closest to him, but here's the Waterford goal chance. It comes inside. This is their second time they made a poor decision. Shane Bennett went to kick the ball across the goal. Very few of those kind of chances going today, Marty. You have to take them.
We've only had 21 minutes and 22 seconds, but so far it's been the most enjoyable hurling of the year so far. We've a long way to go. 50 minutes, thanks be to God, of Waterford and Kilkenny. Who will win it? Who will play in the All-Ireland hurling final of 2016? Waterford battling hard. It's Conor Gleeson. Has the composure to send it down the middle towards Kevin Moore. Didn't reach the intended target. Gathered instead by left half back Killian Buckley, and the ball is sent magnificently over the crossbar. Wonderful point by Michael Fennelly. He scored 3 against Dublin. Another 1 point against Galway. That's his 5th point of the championship.
Is again in the Waterford half-forward line, had drifted back, left Killian Buckley in his own, who picked out Fennelly. There's only going to be one result from there. So that's the line Waterford are going to have to play all day around the middle third. Is that balancing act between sitting back and going forward? 6
times they've been level in Croke Park. 9 points each on the scoreboard. Brilliant catch by Austin Gleeson. Will it curl enough to raise a white flag? Now that is awesome. How did he do that? He's only 21.
Yeah, it's obviously a signal puck out. Austin started slightly behind Padraig Walsh, the bigger man, and then over the shoulder, a young man who's in a game that he knows that he has to produce in the form of his life. A great score from Austin Gleeson. No whites today.
No whites is right, Brendan. Waterford leading by 1. Puck out from Owen Murphy. Ty DeBurka is the player that's down on his knees. There's a bit of a scramble here. Hard-working Barry Coughlin comes back again as Waterford win the sliotar with Philip Mahoney. But I've seen Waterford quite a lot in 2016 between Allianz League and Championship, and I have never seen them, Brendan, so fired up. They are really on a high.
Yeah, well, they have to be, you know, and it's great credit to Derek Mcgrath. Maybe he was fooling the rest of us for the last 3 weeks or so, but he knows the quality he has, and they're expressing themselves in the best field in the country here today and putting it up to Kilkenny. Only 23 minutes gone to them. We know the way Kilkenny are, so Waterford's concentration now up till half-time is going to be tested, even though we're a long ways out. But Padraig Mahoney can certainly help his charges by landing another bomb.
Colin Finlay just got a yellow. Second Kilkenny player to be shown a yellow. Walter Walsh was the other player. Here's Padraig Mahoney going for his 7th point of the match. It's dropping in, and it's dropping again over the bar. The umpires busy bending their backs down at the Hill 16 end between Austin Gleeson's point previously and Padraig Mahoney's free taking.
Yeah, the accuracy has been fantastic. The weather condition all have suited Waterford as well, you know, and as a dry ball, they can shoot from range, and they're certainly showing their full array of skills today now.
Ball down the middle this time. Tied to Burke, going up for it. Come back to gather it. Jamie Barron. That's the composure. Look at the slipper. Glued to the hurley. Managed to get it out, but the pass goes astray. Fortunately, Paul Murphy leaves it behind him. It's a free for Paul Murphy lying on the slipper. Okay. Paul Murphy nods his head in disappointment.
Again, the fear Paul Murphy has that once the ball goes slightly behind him, he knows that there's legs in this Waterford team. He has to try to kill it. A good call from the referee there. Look, he's leaning over the ball to make sure Waterford don't get it. But again, Jake Dillon got the ball in the middle of the field, and Jamie Barron decided he was going to run at Kilkenny. You know, jink and back himself to get through, and I think Waterford will have to keep doing that if they want to keep up this pressure that they've built against this Kilkenny team.
Once again, it's Pádraig Mahoney from Ballygunner that's going to take this. Former Harty and All-Ireland Colleges winner with De La Salle. He gets his 8th point of the match. 3 points between the teams for the first time. Puck out from Owen Murphy, about to be delivered. Breaking ball, crucial. Austin Gleeson tries to get away from Richie Hogan. Nice stick work by Ozzy. Still Austin Gleeson. Lovely, beautiful. It's like a ballet dancer in the middle of Crook Park. He slightly overcooked it, and away come Kilkenny. No questions being asked. Walter Walsh being fouled as he was going through, and that is a free in for Kilkenny.
Yeah, Austin Gleeson, you know, the exuberance of youth there, you know, he showed great skills there, but in reality he should be letting the ball in, you know. It's not really a playground outside there. It's nice to see these tricks and all been done. You can see his wrist is unbelievable, that right wrist, the twirl and all that, but he lost possession, and that turnover can kill you down there against Kilkenny and kills a bit of the momentum that Waterford had.
TJ Reid with this free. Dead straight in front of the post, as you can see, between the 45 and 65. Low trajectory every time, but it works for him. 3 points for TJ Reid. 12 points to 10 in Crook Park.
Another feature so far, Marty, as well, the Waterford have been rotating their forward line. Now with Pádraig Mahoney out here, left half forward, and Paul Murphy's decided to follow him as well. So they're constantly keeping the Kilkenny defence thinking.
Puck out goes straight down the middle. Austin Gleeson did well, but he picked up an injury. Lays it back versus captain Kevin Moore. The umpires are perfectly positioned. This time they have no doubt the ball is wide. Second wide of the match for Waterford. And when you compare what we saw, I think it was 18 wides against Wexford. This is much, much better.
It is, and the pace and tempo of the game they're playing. You just see the flick here that Austin got off of Richie. Again, Richie was trying to play the ball. Kilkenny now have forward on with the puck out. Austin's up, he seems okay.
Waterford fans not allowing, a little bit disappointed. Look at the tally of wides we have in this match. Shows you the quality, but the Waterford fans were disappointed. The referee didn't wait for Austin Gleeson to recover from injury. Hard hits are going in. If Waterford are giving them, Kilkenny are taking them, and vice versa. Ball comes over for Jamie Barron. Gone inside is Michael Brick Walsh, who calls for it. Bats it back. First is captain Kevin Moore. Floats this one in. Arriving late is Jake Dillon. Waiting for it. Patient. Beautiful play by the right corner back. Paul Murphy floating this one in. John Farrell is hovering there. There's a chance. There's plenty of Waterford defenders. One of them is tied to Burke. Stephen O'Keefe calls for it. Goes down towards the Cusick stand side to relieve the pressure. Underneath is Kevin Moore. Great hands. Great hands, Kevin Moore. And he's taken out of it afterwards, and it's a free for the day shot. Listen to the roar. Listen to the Waterford fans. Believe in their team.
They have. He's the real spiritual leader of this Waterford team. Like out jumping Killian Buckley like that. Killian no choice but to put him down. But another unbelievable cornerback is Paul Murphy. What a catch. You know, but again though, Waterford are trying to win the aerial battle, and it's working so far, and it's been reflected on the scoreline. and this, you know, should be the way Padraig Mahoney has a great opportunity.
6 frees, Brendan, 6 points. Total of 8 so far in this first half. And that consistency is maintained.
Yeah, even we couldn't jinx him, you know.
No.
But he's on the top of his game down there. It's a pleasure to see. Now the question is, with 5 minutes before half-time, can Waterford push on and get that goal that they need? Tasmania's a team, Marty, we're ahead of Kilkenny at this stage, but you need to rattle the net.
We've seen it over the years. Think of the county of Galway, who know it only too well. Brilliant catch, Kevin Moore. Dropping this one in. And Kilkenny deal with it to Joey Holden. Flicks it forward. First Colin Fennelly gets by the first challenge. Shane Bennett is back there. Referee blows his whistle, and he wants to go back to have a word with something that happened off the ball.
No, he was playing an advantage there for a foul around the middle of the pitch. Padraig Mahoney is complaining down there, but he's probably going to get a yellow card for it. But again, Kilkenny trying to run down the middle. Both teams are. It's been a fantastic game for that. The bravery, both sets of players. But what about Kevin Moran again? I mean, we had been saying Waterford need to play the ball in, but when they do, they have 2 inside. The responsibility is on those 2 guys inside there to get the ball to ground and make it stick, and they haven't. See Padraig going in there late and taking down his man. Little bit of indiscipline, but he's been playing so well, I suppose.
But no yellow card shown, Brendan.
No yellow card.
But just note it. Here's TJ Reid. 3 frees, 3 points. This county trailing by 3, and again it's quite low trajectory, and the umpires are satisfied that it's over the bar. 4 out of 4 for the Ballyhale Shamrocks man. He really has an exquisite strike of the ball, even if it is from a dead ball.
It is, and the worrying thing for Waterford as well, he hasn't really been in the play, influencing the general play as much as he normally does, and when he starts thundering into this game, Waterford want to look out.
Oh, great catch by Pádraig Walsh. Some of the fielding we've seen in this first half has been exquisite. Pádraig Walsh under a bit of pressure, Padraig Mahoney chasing after him. Flick inside is not a great one, but Kilkenny still have it. Pulled first time. TJ Reid is hovering at the edge of the square, well surrounded at the moment by Barry Coughlin. Colin Fennelly is there. Waterford are back in numbers. TJ Reid is beaten on this occasion. Philip Mahoney comes away with it. Jamie Byrne flicks it into the space. Chasing after it is Colin Dunford. Doesn't get the first touch. Picked up instead by Shane Prendergast, the captain from Clara. Hand passes over for his left half back from Dixborough, Killian Buckley. Buckley goes long. Great catch again, save by Kilkenny as the ball is dropped inside. The referee has blown his whistle, but a wonderful catch on this occasion by John Power.
Yeah, John Power's a big strong man in there to catch the ball over Shane. Fives like that, look, leaning in, trying to make room. Both players don't take their eye off of the ball, but John Power's a fantastic catch. He'll be delighted with that now. Padraig Walsh the same way. The fielding has been just amazing in this half so far. You know, the desire from both teams. They obviously know you have to win your own ball to get anywhere in this world, and they've really practiced them the last couple of weeks. Waterford have anyway. Absolutely.
Here's TJ Reid again. He's just outside the 20-metre line. Right, camera angle will give you the perspective, and he just taps that over. 5th pointed match for him, and just 1 point between the teams.
Yeah, it's the same old story, 1 point between. It looks like Waterford done a huge amount of hurling here. They've done everything right, and they look at the scoreboard and there's only a point in it. Now, I'm sure Derek Mcgrath will have chatted about this, and we'll say it again to his players at half-time. Keep doing what you're doing. Waterford are going well.
Tuck out from Stephen O'Keefe runs on. Bit of a stalemate here. Philip Mahoney is battling as well, so too is Brick Walsh. Slither comes out just a little bit. Fires Killian Buckley powerfully getting past the challenges. Gives it fires Kieran Joyce. Crossfield ball. Noel Connors chasing after it. John Joe Farrell hot on his heels. Connors' first touch is good. Gets by the challenge of Farrell into the centre. Coming forward is Tiger Burka, shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip. Goes on to his left and lets fly. Slither landing into Kilkenny territory. 3 Kilkenny cats to 2 Dacia men. Picked up by Pádraig Walsh. Walsh confident enough to have a go, dropping it in and dropping it over the end line and wide. Let's go down to the sideline for some thoughts from Donald Grady.
Yeah, well, I've just noticed, Marty, that John Power has now come out to the half-forward line, as has Colin Fennelly, and Kilkenny have gone with Walter Walsh, TJ Reid and John Joe Farrell inside. So I think just before half-time Kilkenny will put the pressure on, and he'll probably loft a few high balls in and try and get that goal just before half-time, which is always crucial.
Kevin Moran's high challenge on Kieran Joyce will surely merit a yellow card, and there's the yellow confirmed for the Waterford captain. Never in any doubt, to be honest with you.
No, I'd say Kevin Moore was explaining to the referee James Owens. I think I got there as quick as I could, kind of thing. But just see him coming in, you know, it's high around the neck. He's really lucky, I suppose. That's just a yellow card in the spirit of the way the game has been played. I suppose James Owen decided yellow was the correct call.
Owen Murphy won an All-Ireland minor in 2008, 8 years ago as a goalkeeper. He's taken 2 frees, both of them have gone astray, as Kilkenny now registered 3 wides in this match to Waterford's 2. But we've had a thrilling opening half. Just 1 point. Even Brian Cody is dancing a little jig, and there's only 35 minutes on the clock.
I think he was dancing the jig because his goalie just hit 2 frees wide. He gave him that stare as Murphy went back into the goal, you know, as Donald touched on it. They had big men inside. They'd want to be using them against that Waterford defence. 1
minute left. 1 minute of additional time as such. Puckouts again going long, but Waterford need to snap up a lot more of the loose ball. Kilkenny have seemingly come to terms with it as Colin Fennelly goes forward. Richie Hogan, Ty de Burka taking him out of it literally by pushing, shoving him out. Referee saw it just as a sideline ball. Let's have a look at it again as de Burka came in.
Yeah, Colin Fennelly didn't do Richie Hogan any favours by playing a ball down the channel like that. He was always going to be nudged out over the line.
Sideline ball going to be taken by Ty de Burka. Clash Moorman, another man who won Harty Cup in All-Ireland colleges, but with Dungarvan colleges. Fantastic catch by Killian Buckley as the referee James Owens blows the half-time whistle. Well, it's been the best hurling match of the season so far, with points from all sorts of distances. 2 by Austin Gleeson. Derek Mcgrath will be reasonably satisfied, and as Brendan Cummins said, they've really hurled superbly, and yet when they look at the scoreboard as they go into the dressing rooms under the Hogan stand here, they only lead by 1.
They do, and that's the same old story. But look, Waterford, I suppose, in a lot of ways won't mind that. Their system is really good, but their work rate and their belief is really strong. We'll see the first 10 minutes of the second half, Marty, what they come out with.
Plenty to analyse, plenty to talk about. And after the break, half-time score, Waterford 13 points, Kilkenny 12. We're just looking at an argument here that's on the sideline, and the referee James Owens wants to have a word, and I saw Derek Mcgrath getting involved as well.
He did. It all came from Owen Murphy's free that went wide inside in the edge of the square. Barry Coughlin went down, claiming that TJ Reid might have given him a little clip as the ball went wide. Derek Mcgrath would have seen it from the line. I don't think there was a huge amount in it, but the referee is just trying to calm it down now before they go back in, having a little word inside, and he's issued yellow cards to both players.
So yellow cards for Barry Coughlin, yellow card for TJ Reid. Derek Mcgrath is quite animated, which is not the normal for Derek, but he obviously saw something that really angered him. So they go into the dressing room with a little argument as they enter. Plenty to talk about, plenty to analyse. Half-time score again, Waterford 13 points, Kilkenny 12. Thank you very much, Michael. Well, as we've seen in the past, the next 10 minutes crucial from a Waterford perspective. Whatever happens in the dressing room at half-time, when Kilkenny come out from underneath the Hogan stand, the first 10 or 15 minutes they usually step up a gear and can often blitz the opposition. Happened to Galway, will it happen to Waterford? 35 minutes to decide who will play in the All-Ireland Hurling Final 2016. Padraig Mahoney dropping the ball in along the ground. The referee blows his whistle, and Shane Bennett.
Yeah, Shane Bennett was out in front again there. He's fouled. You know, there's always that threat in there when there's space in front of Joey Holt inside the edge of the square. Lovely ball in again from that man, Padraig Mahoney. Again, the foul has been taken, but on that 10-minute spell, Marty, I'm sure Derek Mcgrath was inside talking about this thing, hammer to hammer. This is our time now to push on. Don't leave Kilkenny mentally overcome you in this game. Be the ones to attack, and now Waterford have going to get the first score after half-time.
Standing over this, Torrig Mahoney scored 9 points in the first half. 7 of them were from frees.
Kilkenny have the danger man moved into the edge of the square as well for the start of the second half, Richie Hogan.
Change as well, I've just spotted it here with Maurice Shanahan on instead of Colin Dunford, so that substitution confirmed as Tadhg de Burca finds himself under pressure, but the back pass was a poor one. Walter Walsh has the time to gather it. Tadhg de Burca stands firm. Thou shalt not pass is the 11th commandment down in Desherland, and there's a bit of a scuffle again. And the referee adamant that it is a free out for Waterford, but they kind of caused the problems themselves with Tadhg de Burca's back pass not having sufficient power.
No, but they did fix it, you know, with a lot of bodies around. You see Tadhg de Burca making a mistake, but normally there might be a bit of panic in the Waterford defence, but you can see all the heads are pivoting around to see where the danger is. Tadhg de Burca's job is to hold up Walter there. Didn't foul him, stood his ground, and look at the amount of Waterford players around Walter Walsh.
10 out of 10 to Tadhg de Burca. Job well done. Shane Bennett is the target. Picked up by Austin Gleeson. He steps away. The Waterford fans, do they love it? Yes, they do. The umpire confirms it's over the bar. It's his 3rd point of the match. Waterford have started, as they did the first half, the second half.
They have, and they would have been very aware at half-time, Derek Mcgrath, would about that threat of Kilkenny, so they said, why not turn it back on them? 2 points now at the start of the second half.
3 points between the teams. A crowd of 34,432 savouring the hurling of Waterford and Kilkenny. TJ Reid was fouled as he was delivering the pass. It's a free end for Kilkenny.
It's a great out ball actually for Kilkenny, that long ball down on top of TJ Reid. You can see Waterford around him, but the strength and the power that he has, you know, he's very patient in possession. It's like the game slows down when he gets it, even under severe pressure from Tadhg de Burca there. He still has the head up looking for the pass, which always draws the foul.
He scored 5 times in the first half, all of them from frees. TJ Reid going for his first of the second half. Straight over the black spot. 2 points between the teams again. Let's go down to the sideline to Donald O'Grady.
Marty, I've just noticed there that when Austin Gleeson pulls out into the middle of the field, Kieran Joyce as markers going with him. Now, I've never seen that with Kilkenny before. You know, when Brian Hogan played out, they just stood the man in the centre back position, but they're pulling him out, and there's a hole then into Shane Bennett and the inside Waterford forwards.
And it is indeed Kieran Joyce that won the slither. They had to work very hard for it. Torrig Walsh steps away from the challenge, flicking it back. Pass was not great, but it's okay. Comes as far as Conor Fogarty. Fogarty whips it powerfully between the posts.
Good score from Conor Fogarty there. He wouldn't be, I suppose, known for his shooting, but once they run at Waterford, long range score from Fogarty. Just exactly, I suppose, what Kilkenny would have needed the way the second half has started.
Conor Fogarty scored 4 points on the journey to this semi-final. 1 against Dublin, 3 against Galway. He's got his first now against Waterford. Puck out from Stephen O'Keefe. Comes over first, Jake Derry, left unmarked momentarily. From out the field, out on the 45, he sends it between the posts for his 2nd point of the match. Excellent play by the De La Salle man.
It has. The shooting from Waterford has been just exemplary today, really. You know, Jake Dillon had to lean back because Fogarty was trying to get in on the block, still had the accuracy to split the post.
And a good response to TJ Reid's free a moment ago. Ball comes down towards Philip Manning. Colin Finlay comes in to challenge. Brick Walsh flicking it forward. Ball had gone out over the sideline. Sideline ball for Kilkenny. Dan Shanahan is not happy.
That's a good sign too of Dan up and down the sideline there. You know, you see it sometimes with Kilkenny, they're in the ear, the officials going against them. Dan has been up and down that line like Dan can. You can see Brick there gets the ball, and good pressure from Colin Fennelly. That's why he's out around there, is to get those turnovers.
(2010) Killian Buckley, John Power, well surrounded. It's that man again, Richie Hogan. Shane Fives is fouling. Yeah, it's a soft free to give away.
It is a bit careless. Shane Fives comes in, you can see him coming in. The left hand will go over Richie's shoulder, pulls him back, and you know it is a clear free in to pull him back like that.
Down injured again is Austin Gleeson. Shane Fives will be disappointed that he conceded such a soft free. Austin Gleeson seems to have picked up a head injury. Watch the number 6 there. Oh, I see it now. He got a belt accidentally from his own man, so requires a little bit of medical attention. Out comes the strapping. But knowing Austin as I do now, he will just battle on as TJ Reid sends that between the posts for his 7th point of the match.
Yeah, Austin Gleeson's just had misfortune with the Hurley clipping the outside of his ear, and they've just strapped it up there. It happened to him at the end of the Wexford game as well. There was a piece of his ear chunked off there, so he's used to that injury, but he's a tough man, tough young man, so that'll hardly hold him back.
1 point between the teams. 42 minutes gone. And up he goes. Austin Gleeson knocks it back to a man that's available. Nice stick work by Philip Manning. Pumps the ball forward. It's a good ball as well to Kevin Moore, taking on his opponent, and from a difficult enough angle, it's to the right and wide.
Kevin Moore made a great run across the pitch there to get the opportunity, but I know there as well that Padraig Walsh didn't get tight on Kevin Moore, but this is the catch from Austin Gleeson again. He was down injured a minute ago, getting his ear taped, and then as the bravery put up his hand again, you know, it's just super hurler.
Long puck out from Owen Murphy. John Joe Farrell chasing after it. Jamie Barron gets there first. Stephen O'Keefe has come off his goal line and then gives it plenty. Killian Buckley battling hard for it. Nice stick work again by Philip Manning, who's playing well. Lays it off to Austin Gleeson. 2 Kilkenny men around him. Backfires Michael Brick Walsh. Under pressure, Philip Manning. 3 against 3 here as the ball drops. Nice work. Over first, Kevin Moore. Bearing down in goal. 3 cats chasing after him. Still Kevin Moore. And the ball is gone wide.
Yeah, great opportunity there for Kevin Moore. And goalie did well coming out. But you said it yourself at the start, Marty. He's 3 on 3. That's exactly what Waterford want. You see Kevin Moore coming in. Looks up, goes to flick it. Could have been a 65. We'll see from a better angle here now. But either way, Waterford have to get in a sight of goal, and that's fired up the supporters.
Between yesterday and today, close to 120,000 people have been in Croke Park. And certainly they're enjoying this hurling semi-final. And no matter where you are in the world, if you're watching it on GA Go, I know Pat Gleeson is watching it in Biarritz, welcome to the Sunday game. It's an All-Ireland hurling semi-final that we've thoroughly enjoyed so far. And can Waterford beat the All-Ireland champions for the first time in 57 years? Shane Fives is animated, annoyed. Referee James Owens feels that it is a Kilkenny free. Let's have a look at it here.
He didn't really give it for that tackle, actually. I think he gave it for the Waterford guy picking the ball off of the ground after it, then is what James Owens has signalled as the reason for the free. But no, he actually gave an advantage, I would think, and he probably gave the free for the frontal charge on Richie Hogan. But he hadn't signalled that after the belt came in, or the wallet came in on Richie.
This to level the match for the 7th time. TJ Reid has already scored 7 times. Hasn't missed one yet. And this one will raise a white flag. 16 points Kilkenny, 16 points Waterford. Well, Kilkenny have huge experience along the sideline. This, of course, is Owen Larkin. He's coming on for John Joe Farrell, former hurler of the year. Changes in the Kilkenny attack. Rick Walsh underneath it, but picked up by Kieran Joyce. Knocked away off the hurl as Waterford put the challenges in. Good work here by Michael Brick Walsh. Maurice Shanahan takes the shoulder. Tries to look around for a little bit of space. Gets it in for his Austin Gleeson. Skips by 3 Kilkenny Cats and then uses a short grip and whips it over the bar. Brilliant play, Austin Gleeson. 4 points for the young man from Mount Sion in Waterford City. Even with the cut on his ear, he is still a marvellous hurler.
That's your reward for pace against Kilkenny. 40 yards from their goal. You keep moving the ball. Then a man comes from pace, and the Waterford crowd again are getting really G'd up because of that score. Fantastic score from Austin.
It's not a full house. It's only 34,432. But there is a great atmosphere at Croke Park. Rip-roaring encounter. TJ Reid put out over the sideline, no free given. Brian Cody had his arms outstretched. Instead it comes to Padraig Mahoney. Has it the legs, has it the accuracy. It is straight over the bar. Brilliant Padraig Mahoney. Brilliant Daisha Hurling. My God, wow. What a performance.
Yeah, started a great tackle from Break, put the ball up along the line. Padraig Mahoney can't do anything wrong today. The freedom this Waterford team are playing with is just unbelievable.
11 points for the corner forward as the ball is pucked out over towards Walter Walsh. Look at the hunger, look at the determination, look at the stick work of the Waterford men. Munster Under-21 champions a few weeks ago. Are they about to get to the All-Ireland hurling final? There's a lot of hurling to be done. Jamie Barron needs a little bit of support. Good work here by Richie Hogan. But the support is there with Shane Bennett. Picked up almost by Owen Larkin. He's the one wearing number 21. It's stalemate along the sideline. Ball comes free. Who has it? It's Maurice Shanahan. Head down and away he goes. The referee blows his whistle and he's given. I'm not too sure what he's given, to be honest with you. And I don't think they know either. Linesman is informing him that perhaps the sliotar was gone out over the line. Let's have a look at it from our camera at that side. Morris has the sliotar.
It looked like a free in for Waterford there for all the world. The puck round's a little slap. It is. It's a free in. Another opportunity for Padraig Mahoney. But again, when Waterford are running at this Kilkenny defence, it's asking an awful lot of questions, and at the moment they don't seem to have the answer. But Waterford 2 points clear. They'll expect to go maybe 3 with this. They'll need a few more in this period of dominance because Kilkenny are going to come roaring back at some stage.
Padraig Mahoney, 9 points in the first half, 2 already in the second half. This is his 12th point in the match if it goes over. Umpires are signalling for Hawkeye assistance. And that's the beauty of having such a facility if the umpire is in doubt. So James Owens has...
Padraig Mahoney looked happy anyway that it was there. I suppose we all stare towards the screen here in Croke Park to see, but...
Let's have a look at it here. Here's the result as Padraig Mahoney looks up. Is it a thaw or a kneel? It looks like a thaw to me. It's his 12th point of the match.
I suppose we should never have doubted Padraig Mahoney in the form today that he's in, that he might sneak one wide.
Lester Ryan has been introduced instead of centre-half back Kieran Joyce. Puck out again and Waterford have it. They're winning half-back line, they're winning midfield, they're floating it in. It's 2 against 2. It's Maurice Shanahan chasing after this, heading towards the Davin end corner flag. He has the sliotar in hand, does a little bit of a U-turn here, floats it in. It's very high. Will it drop in? Wait 1 second. It's not gone yet. The umpire signals the point.
Waterford are absolutely afloat. Killian Buckley is distracted. He's down talking to the linesman about looking for Hawkeye. He's not worried about the ball anymore. This is exactly what Waterford wanted. Morris turns, gets the ball off his left, floated in on the breeze. So right behind it here was definitely over the bar. Fantastic score. Waterford supporters on their feet.
What a day for Waterford if they can maintain it. They have another 20 minutes. But they are facing the All-Ireland and Leinster champions. One of the greatest teams we've ever seen. Passes going astray. Waterford pressure is huge. Padraig Mahoney trying to get away from Walter Walsh. Low ball. Down towards Kevin Moran. Kevin Moran flips it, lifts it and lets fly. One man up is Shane Bennett. 3 Kilkenny Cats. One of them is Joey Holden. Hand passes it on. As Kilkenny try to find the rhythm. Coming through the middle is Michael Fennelly, chased by 3, Deschamps. Ball breaks out for his John Power. He's now in the half-forward line, stopped in his tracks. No free given as Waterford tied to Burka. One misses it, the other is behind him, and Waterford chase everything. 3 against 3 up here, and again it's Paul Murphy. Over for his Killian Buckley. Killian Buckley floats it in. Colin Fennelly is at the edge of the square. So too is the goalkeeper, Stephen O'Keefe. Uses to battle it out. He was almost blocked, but he did well, the keeper from Ballygunner. Philip Mahoney, his clubmate and teammate. Back for Stephen O'Keefe, who will let fly. Schlitter dropping down into the Kilkenny half of the field. Going up for it is Jake Dillon. But more importantly, it's Killian Buckley. Wonderful hurler. Killian passed the first challenge and the second. Hand passes it out. Can this man put it over the bar? It is tailing to the left. And that is gone to the left and wide off the stick of Owen Larkin. What a match so far.
Yeah, it's a big break there for Waterford. You know, it holds their 4 points still clear. Larkin missing like that will certainly give a big fill up to the Waterford players. You know, they're putting pressure on the ball. Going to earn this one.
Brian Cody animated and a little bit concerned. Waterford have stepped up to the plate, but they have 19 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Ball breaks out for his tie to Burka. Young hurler of the year. Flicks it forward. The hand pass goes astray. Owen Larkin with his second attempt at a point. This time there is no doubt. It's straight over the bar. Good play by Owen Larkin, who has proven what a hurler he's been in the past. 8 All-Ireland medals, 9 Leinster, and of course hurler of the year 8 years ago.
Yeah, Ty de Burka, sloppy hand pass out there. You know, you don't need to be giving away chances like that. Concentration is absolutely key now for Waterford. Every little mistake is punished.
Ball is dropping down into Kilkenny half of the field. Running onto it is Jake Dillon. Chasing after is Killian Buckley. Dillon has the ball in hand. Lays it back for his Padraig Mahoney. 2 cats coming towards him. Mahoney hits it, and that is over the bar. I seem to have been saying this since half-3 this afternoon, but every time a Mahoney gets the slither, he splits the post. 13 points for Padraig Mahoney.
Jake Dillon did really well there. 2 Kilkenny players went up for the 1 ball. Jake Dillon waited at the back, gone on to it. Will he panic? No. Ran into traffic, played it back out for Padraig Mahoney, the shooter, the guy on form to split the post.
Patrick Curran is on. The player gone off is Shane Bennett, getting a huge ovation. Patrick Curran, son of Pat from Cappoquin, is now on the field of action as Waterford, with their gander up, trying to burst past the Kilkenny half-forward line. Michael Fennelly and Conor Fogarty are there. So too is Ty de Burka. A little bit of stalemate. They need to give it away from Richie Hogan. Walter Walsh has it. Walter flicking it forward. Fires on Larkin. He's already scored once. 4 Dacia men around him. He manages to scramble it back. Look at the effort of Waterford. Comes back to this man, Richie Hogan. And Hogan scores. No, he doesn't. Ball is wide. Richie Hogan scored 4 times in the first half. That's his first miss.
Pressure. That's what Waterford will really want to do. They're hunting Kilkenny down. See the face of Brian Cody. He knows he's in a right battle here now. Waterford will gander up. The youth, the young players are working like dogs out there, Marty.
Derek Mcgrath, is he going to bring Waterford to the All-Ireland hurling final? The puck out, gathered superbly by Michael Brick Walsh. Comes back outside. Austin Gleeson. Oh my God, is this going over the bar? It is! Incredible! Awesome! I'm running out of words to describe Austin Gleeson.
The goal's down at the Canal El Marty today with Waterford, about 40 foot wide. Every shot's gone over the bar. They're playing off the cup. It's fantastic to see.
It was Padraig Mahoney who supplied the pass, but Austin Gleeson let fly. And look at the slither, just inside the post. 5 points between the teams. Kilkenny, cage has been rattled. Ty de Burka trying to get away from Colin Fennelly. Can't get out. Referee is coming to make a decision. The ball has gone out over the end line, and the umpire has his arm up to suggest a 65.
Fantastic work down there by Colin Fennelly. You know, the Kilkenny players down there now will realise that they have to up the work rate. That might be the rally cry from Colin Fennelly down there to get it going. TJ Reid is trotting out to hit this 65 now, but they do need this to go over the bar. They need to break the momentum of Waterford.
A different emotional reaction. Waterford on a high, Kilkenny concerned. Colin Fennelly put the pressure on here and forced the 65. Good work by him. TJ Reid has scored 8 points in this All-Ireland semi-final. Few metres in from the sideline. This one is Curran going over the bar, will raise another flag. 9 points for him.
Great score today. Yesterday we knew there was ice going through TJ Reid's veins, but he will need to get involved more in the game now from general play.
55 minutes, almost 56. Brian Cody looking concerned. Puck out from Stephen O'Keefe. Dropping it down on the Kilkenny half backline. Runs on. Paris Morris Shanahan trying to gather it up. Ball is loose and available. Over fires Kevin Moore. Picked up here by Killian Buckley. Still, Waterford put the Kilkenny defenders under pressure. Available as Michael Fennelly gets in the clearance despite Dillon's attempt to hook it. Ball comes past Philip Mahoney. Richie Hogan picks it up. In comes Tadhg de Burka. Referee says free. Just inside the Waterford 65-metre line.
Yeah, now it's going to be the time for cool heads, because Kilkenny are going to have their time of dominance. Richie was actually fouled twice there, but Tadhg de Burka just pulled them down in the finish. Kilkenny will chip away at you to get back within a goal, and then the question of Waterford is, will you panic or will you keep playing your hurling?
TJ Reid trying to judge the breeze. The flags on the hill 16 are swirling in all sorts of direction, but on the field itself there's little or no breeze. TJ Reid lifting and hitting this once again between the posts. 10 points for TJ Reid. 10 points he scored against Dublin, 10 against Galway. Now that is consistency.
It is, and Derek Mcgrath below now. He's pacing up and down the sideline. He's reached the halfway line. He knows this is a vital time for his team now. He gets to G him up, get momentum back away from Kilkenny.
13 minutes to go in this All-Ireland hurling semi-final. Ball comes down towards Paul Murphy, gathers it. Available to his right was Killian Buckley. Free to Kilkenny. Waterford were fouling. Kilkenny get the free just inside their own 45-metre line. Owen Murphy coming out to take it. He had 2 attempts at points in the first half, but I'm sure he's not going to try here.
I can't see him being brave enough to have a go. He's shortening it up.
Goes short, fires Killian Buckley. Buckley will go for it. It's dropping to the right and wide. It remains 22-19. 3 points between the teams.
That little cameo there, Marty, too, shows a little bit Kilkenny are that small bit rattled. Normally they'd put the ball in the square to put pressure, but Killian Buckley felt he had to go for it. That's what pressure does to you.
Stephen O'Keefe this time changes the direction to puck out. Waterford have the possession. Corrick Mahoney flicking it forward. Whereas Michael Brick Walsh thought about looking at the goalpost. He gives it to Patrick Curran. Curran turns away. The body language says it all. He's the substitute just after being introduced, and he scores a point. They're on fire, Waterford.
He is. Patrick Curran for me has been one of the best corner forwards in the country. When he played corner forward, he's normally out around the middle of the pitch, but inside there he's a dangerous little player.
Lovely little cameo between the most experienced player, Michael Brick Walsh, and one of the new kids on the block, Patrick Curran. Tadhg de Burka steps away from the challenge. Thought about giving a hand pass, but instead goes for distance. 1 against 1 over here. Joey Holden with Patrick Curran. No foul given, although I thought Joey Holden looked like he was fouled initially. Hand pass into the middle. Overfires Porrick Walsh. 2 Waterford hurlers chase after him. Can't even hook it. Ball comes down. It's 2 against 1. Colin Fennelly outnumbered as Philip Mahoney goes back to gather. Stephen O'Keefe is available to him. Instead, Mahoney goes down the sideline, front of the Hogan stand. Porrick Walsh, again, magnificent under the high ball. Ball becomes available again. Kevin Moran is in there. Ball rebounds off John Power. Waterford captain has the ball. Derek Mcgrath wants a free. No free given. And again they chase after it, this time by Michael Brick Walsh. Fogarty is with him. Brick Walsh into the centre. Little flick on that didn't work from Jake Dillon. But Waterford have the slither again. I don't know how Jimmy Barron did that, but he did it. Ball comes back outside, brilliantly blocked down as Kilkenny, in a twinkle of an eye, changed defence into attack. Ball into the middle towards Richie Hogan, and Richie is fouled, and that's a free in for Kilkenny.
Yeah, little error by Waterford out around the middle there again, opened up the defence. Great block down, of course, from Owen Larkin there, showing all his experience, knowing that he had to put his body on the line, got the overlap. And now Conor Gleeson, for pulling down Richie, will get a yellow card. But I think it's if there was ever a good yellow card, that was it, because Walter Walsh was inside all alone, and Richie knew that, and he was trying to turn his body to take the defender away from Walter so he could slip it into him. But Conor Gleeson pulled him down, didn't give him an opportunity.
Conor Gleeson also got a yellow card for that foul on Richie Hogan. TJ Reid going for point number 11. All of them for frees. Splits the post again. Wonderful free taken. Brilliant hurler.
You see Richie's face as well. He knows that now is the time. It's slipping away, you know. He's trying to rally his troops, but any couple of high balls inside in the square now. I can see Kilkenny trying to put a bit more pressure on that Waterford full back line.
3 points between the teams. 9 minutes left in Croke Park. Oh, fantastic. Austin Gleeson. Hand pass goes astray, but Waterford chase after it again. Kevin Moran coming in. Owen Larkin hit a fair shoulder. Owen Larkin goes to ground, has to hand pass it back. Hard-working Joey holds it, trying to make room for himself. Has to use the short grip. John Power, first touch doesn't work. 3 Dacian men chasing after him. Dan Shanahan is dancing, and Michael Flatley along the sideline. He's indicating it's a Waterford ball. And Derek Mcgrath doing likewise. River dance along the sideline.
Yeah, if Waterford get out the gap here, Marty, that's going to be one of the turning points in the game there. You know, the battle and the way their forwards worked back, took the ball off of John Power, forced him first of all to fumble it, and then the ball spills out over the sideline.
Maurice Shanahan goes to the edge of the square. Austin Gleeson is capable of putting this over the bar. It's not a good one. Comes past Pádraig Walsh. Skips away from the challenge and lets fly, dropping this ball in. Stephen O'Keefe watches it all the way and sends it straight back down, more or less to the same area. Killian Buckley goes up for it. Loose ball is available again, picked up by Owen Larkin. Flicks it into the space, but there's only one man there, Kai de Burke. Little jink to the right, goes to the left and pumps it into the corner. At the corner, the Cusack and the Davin. It is Patrick Curran. He scored once already. Is this a bit optimistic? Is this over the bar? It is wide. It stays 23 points to 20. Look at the clock. 60, almost 63 minutes played. 7 to go.
Kilkenny now will have to use the ball a small bit better. Ty de Burke is sitting back on the edge of the D, waiting for that long ball in. Kilkenny will have to play down the flanks.
Ball goes out over the sideline. Sideline ball, Waterford. Jamie Barron gone across to take this. He may leave it to Austin Gleeson. Tension palpable around Croke Park. The flag tells its own story, slightly favouring Kilkenny at the moment. It's a swirling breeze. Keeps changing directions. Austin Gleeson keeps it down the wing. Picked up beautifully by Pádraig Mahoney. 2 Kilkenny hurlers around him, but this one is going to the left and wide. Waterford have registered 6 wides. Kilkenny have registered 6 wides. Ball is sent in, dropping in. Kai de Burke is there. So too is Noel Connors. Hand pass it back by Philip Mahoney. Can't gather it. There's a call. The call comes from Shane Five, says, I'm here. Palme on shot. Gets it out a little bit. The hard-working Lester Ryan, stopped on this occasion by Philip Mahoney, who manages to gather it almost into his hands. He has it now, steps inside, gives it back, and Waterford clear their lines. 4 against 2 here. The 2 is number 2, Paul Murphy. He hears the call into the centre. Great block down. It's Conor Fogarty was going to give it welling. Stopped by Michael Brick Walsh. Lays it back past Austin Gleeson. He's unmarked. He hits the sliotar, and the white flag will not be raised. Oh, he's going for Hawkeye. Hawkeye is the call.
It'll be a big miss if Austin has missed this, but to be fair to him, the block down that he did to give himself the opportunity, we all hold and wait. This is a very, very big call here to put Waterford 2 scores ahead.
Is it a tall? Is it a kneel? Let's watch this. It's
over.
It's a kneel. Just outside.
Just outside. Well, I suppose you're entitled to miss one, but it's a vital one.
Brian O'Halloran is on for Waterford. Jake Dillon is off. Brian O'Halloran was very impressive when he came on against Wexford and scored a couple of points.
Brian Halloran has great legs and pace as well, and that's what Waterford will need now up around that last third of the pitch to keep that Kilkenny full back line occupied so they're not raining ball down.
62 years of age, Brian Cody. His birthday was just a month ago.
Ty de Burke has now taken up position, Marty, on the edge of the D. I'd say that's where he'll be for the rest of the game.
Puck out, comes down towards Lester Ryan. Philip Mahoney is battling for it. Barry Coughlin says he'll deal with it. No foul given, comes back by Austin Gleeson. Sends it down the line, here's Brian O'Halloran. First touch is crucial, he gathers it, pulls the brakes, turns, and then sends it down towards Owen Murphy's goal. And Owen will escort it out over the end line. 66 minutes, Scott. Not often you see the urgency in the Kilkenny team. There was no blitz at the start of the second half as Waterford settle about their business. Noel Connors, former All-Star, Brick Walsh, backfires Kevin Moran. The young and the old combining nicely, but can they hold out against the All-Ireland champions? Lester Ryan, hand passing it forward. In comes Pádraig Walsh, loses the hurl, gets it inside for his Joey Holden. Giving the shoulder is Shane Fives. Ball outside, Paris Killian Buckley. Buckley sends it into the centre, tight to Burke. Read the situation well, scoops it up under the hurl and lays it off quickly. And Austin Gleeson executes the clearance. Anywhere will do, but they need to keep calm if they are going to beat the All-Ireland champions. 67 minutes on the clock, 3 minutes to go in this pulsating, invigorating, heart-stopping All-Ireland semi-final. Once again, it's tied to Burke. Burke lets fly. In comes Killian Buckley, gets a touch, doesn't get the second, comes back for his Pádraig Mahoney. Mahoney dances around the defenders, comes for his Kevin Moran. A score is vital here for the Daysha. Moran hits it with everything he's got, and the umpire is going for the flag. Kevin Moran, captain extraordinaire, his second point of the match. Look at the Waterford people, they can hardly believe it, but they're now 4 points in front. James Owens wants the puck out to be taken again.
Now it's real time now for Waterford to stick to their beliefs, stick the way they've continued to play the game. Kilkenny, you don't have them beaten till you're back over the bridge in Waterford at 6 o'clock this evening.
And James Owens has actually called for Hawkeye. Hawkeye is the call. It looked like it was over the bar to me. Let's have a look at it here. What is the decision? You'll know by the roar of the crowd. Is it inside? Is it a thaw or a kneel? It is a kneel.
Yeah, the referee is hooked up to the Hawkeye system, so if there's anything that they feel is wide, they'll buzz down into his ear, so it was always going to be wide once James Owens stopped the play. 3
points, it remains between the teams. Breaking ball, oh, beautiful skill by Michael Fennelly. Trying to get the ball into the middle. Controlled on this occasion, just above by Jamie Barr. In comes Walter Walsh, flicking past Colin Fennelly. Fennelly going through the middle, lays it off past Walter Walsh, and the ball is in the nets. Brilliant Kilkenny. The All-Ireland champions have shown their true character. They're back in the match, the sides are level for the 8th time. Incredible. What a team. What a group of hurlers. They have responded absolutely brilliantly to a huge challenge.
Yeah, Colin Fennelly did superb there to create the overlap. Stephen O'Keefe came out, Walter Walsh held his nerve. I think Stephen O'Keefe will stay down for a little bit longer. It'll suit Waterford now to slow this game down. They've hit Kilkenny with absolutely everything they have. See Dan down there, he's complaining maybe about the free, but either way, you know, you have to hand it to Kilkenny. They are never ever beaten.
Look at Brian Cody. You wouldn't think he's won all the All-Irelands. This one is as important as the last.
It is, you know, and you can see Derek Mcgrath realises as well, you know, but the only thing is about Waterford, they have been playing really, really well. They had sat back a small bit, Marty, to be fair, you know. Ty de Burke had retreated back inside the D. We hadn't seen that in the previous 60 minutes, 65 minutes of the game. Invited Kilkenny on, and you do that at your peril. You see Walter Welch there, fantastic finish. Watch him when he gets it through. Other guys would panic, but as I know against Kilkenny, they'll give you the eyes. They wait for you to make the move, and once you do, they flick it over your head, cool as a breeze.
Brilliant goal. Stephen O'Keefe got injured in the process, but full credit to Kilkenny and to Walter Walsh.
I think Stephen O'Keefe was playing down the clock, to be fair, Marky, and he did the right thing. 70 minutes. It'll be interesting to see how much added time we have in this game now. This puck out is suddenly absolutely vital.
70 minutes, 17 seconds. We're still waiting for the sideline to tell us how much additional time. We have just been told 5 minutes of additional time. 5. There's confirmation. Can you bear to watch? It's all happening in Croke Park. We've had a match that'll make up for all the other games. Who's has the hunger? Corey Manny was about to pull the trigger. Knocked beautifully off his hurl. Sideline cut for Waterford.
Patrick Walsh did extremely well there to get the flick in. He never took his eye off the ball. Watch him look, never going to foul the man, you know, but up steps Austin Gleeson. We've seen him do it before, cut balls over the bar. And the height of pressure, he's the one man I'd like if I was Derek Mcgrath to be standing over this ball.
This is the moment. Sideline cut, you can see the angle. Here it comes. It's curling to the right and wide. The far over post was the target, but he just cut it a little bit short. Let's go down to the sideline. Donald O'Grady.
I've just noticed that Richie Hogan has dropped way back into the middle of the field now. He's gone way out to the right half forward position for the puck out. So, and Kilkenny on a sort of in defensive mode, and only 2 forwards up against the Waterford defence.
Ty DeBurka waits for the breaking ball, sends it back out into the middle of the field. Richie Hogan is waiting for it. Challenged. Joey Hogan under a little bit of pressure. Richie Hogan getting involved again. Michael Brick Walsh on the ground with Richie. A stalemate. It's going to be a throw ball. 72 minutes played. 3 to go. 1959, Waterford and Kilkenny met in the All-Ireland final. It went to a replay. That's the only time Waterford have ever beaten Kilkenny in the championship, when they won that particular match. Ball into space. Waterford just seem to have lost their momentum, they've lost their infrastructure, and they're now hitting ball blindly into corners. The Kilkenny are vacuuming up. They need to concentrate, regroup and keep calm. Lovely stick work and lovely footwork by Jamie Barron. He's encouraged by the crowd to keep going. Back to Colin Fennelly. It's a free in for Waterford. Killian Buckley is incensed. Kilkenny are incensed. It's a free in and there's an extra metre, more 13 metres. As a result of this sent, it's dead straight in front of the post now for Waterford.
All the hard work.
Jamie Barron was fouled.
It was, Marty, yeah, and all the hard work had been done really. And Conal Fennelly, I suppose, when your legs, you run that back that far, he just reached over, and when you do that, you're inviting the referee to give the free. And you know, Padraig Mahoney, the way he's been playing, obviously he's going to slot this over the bar, but Waterford will need to play a little bit few more players up front. They're inviting Kilkenny onto them.
This is his 14 points, his 10th from a free, and he puts his county in front with 73 minutes and almost 30 seconds. A minute and a half left in Croke Park. This is hard to watch, but it's invigorating. It's fantastic. It is what the game is all about. It's a game where hurling will rejoice for a long time. The ball from out in the middle of the field is over the bar. Fantastic. It is Conor Fogarty with his 2nd point of the match.
Like I said, Marty, Waterford have to push up on Kilkenny. They're too cute. They're going to play the ball around there. They know Waterford retreated back into their shell. Fantastic score from Fogarty, though, to be fair to him. He knows, like, that if he dropped that one wide, it could be bye-bye.
Kilkenny 121, Waterford 24 points. Is there a winner here? 1 minute left. The ball possession is vital. Who has it? Waterford has it. They're going for point from way out the field. It's going to drop short. Possession given away. 74 minutes 20 seconds. 40 seconds left. Killian Buckley is going for it, dropping it in. It's going to drop on the 13-metre line. TJ Reid is chasing after it. Is there a winner here? Comes out first, Philip Mahoney. Are we going to have a draw? And of course a replay. Here comes Jamie Barron at Waterford. Got it in them to produce a winning point and beat Kilkenny for the first time. Oh, comes first Paul Murphy. The corner back has a go. It's dropping to the right and wide. Oh my God, what a game.
Some game, man, there's no doubt about that. Paul Murphy, of all the guys on the team of a cornerback, I'd have fancied him. But again, just shows you Kilkenny are never gone. I think there's the full-time whistle.
And the referee blows the whistle. It's a draw in Croke Park. know that Waterford will be disappointed, but you know what? For us neutral observers, it's wonderful that we have a replay.
It is. Our hurling championship, Marty, is absolutely lit up. After the game, they could see the Waterford players threw themselves down the ground. Derek Mcgrath looked disappointed, but they can be really proud, Waterford, of what they've done here today. It really sets up this replay now. The only thing I'd say in the last 5 minutes, Waterford collapsed back into their shell. That's the only thing they can learn from the day. You have to keep attacking Kilkenny, but to be fair to Kilkenny, true champions, came back when it was really put up to them and got the draw.
After a pulsating, invigorating, the game of the championship so far, it ended with this. Full-time score, Kilkenny 121, Waterford 24 points.